I couldn't.
With this afternoon's victory, Akron improves to 31-4 in the season and advances to tomorrow's Class 1A state championship against the winner of the Illini Bluffs and CHBC. With us from Freeport-Akron is Sophie Bruner, Aubrey Chang, head coach Jeff Curry, Ellen Bruner, and Haley Chang. Coach, would you start us off with some thoughts on the game?
Outstanding start. Didn't surprise me. These kids were down for breakfast on time. They were early to get on the bus, and I knew at that point in time that these kids were ready to go. Not one of them forgot their pass. Not one of them forgot their shoes. So I knew that they were psyched and ready to go, and the kids just played so well. I mean, there was no intimidation, no nothing. They just took it to them, played Akron basketball.
Question from the media. You guys said that Super Sectional, that was one of your best starts of the year. How does this one rank, though, as opposed to this one, obviously, the bigger stage?
This one was pretty good. You know, we were hitting on all cylinders. You know, I thought, like I said, I thought they came out ready to play. They weren't intimidated. They didn't have pregame jitters. You know, they're 31-4 because they're a good ball club. And they just came out. I think they were bound and determined to get in the championship game, and we'll see what happens from there.
Third quarter, they start to make their run on you. You didn't call a timeout. What were you thinking? What was going through your head? My phone was ringing off the hook for people asking why. So.
I know. I'm sure a lot of people were asking that question walking off the floor. I asked a few of the fellow coaches, should I take a timeout? And I know everybody probably thought I should have, but I thought these girls would hold on. I just wanted to get through it, keep my 3 timeouts, and go from there. And I know, take a timeout, coach, but my assistant was telling me no, no, no. And sometimes I listened to him, so if you want to blame him, it was him. I was going to take one, but John Chimona said no. Oh, it's his birthday, too.
Did you see anything from them that you sat there and went, even though you might have gotten scouting reports previously, sat there and went, wait a minute, we didn't expect that?
No, I had a couple college girls do a scouting report on her, and we got to see a film, and we knew 30 and 14 were the keys, and if we shut 14 down, I knew we had a pretty good chance, and I think at end of the first half she had 2 points. I mean, our defense was outstanding, held them to 15 points, I think, the first half, and 14, I mean, she's a heck of a ball player, but these kids, you know, stepped up, and we shut her down, or they shut her down. So I was very happy with that. We didn't see anything we weren't expecting.
Sophie, talk to me about the charge you drew. What did you see? What was going through your head?
Well, I heard Aubrey yelling at me not to pick up my 4th foul, so I was just like, okay, I can't. So I just stood there, and I knew she was going to come plowing at me, so I just stood there and took a charge. And it would have been her 4th or 5th. So we want to get out of the game, and that was the key because she was one of the really good players. So
I was yelling no, too.
Yeah.
Well, you had the biggest grin on your face when it was over. So was that one of the first charges you've taken this year?
Yeah, and I was laughing at the bench, what they were saying, so.
Ellen, talk about the inside play today.
I don't know, me and Sophie just really worked well together, and we found each other, and I just felt like more open on the left lower side because I think like they were playing up more. So like if I just got to Sophie and then ran the baseline down low, that she could just dump it down, then it'd be open.
Aubrey, you started off the game with a 3, just like you started off the Super Section. I guess how was that to hit the first points for you guys tonight?
It felt good. I actually had someone on the bench tell me the entire postseason you always came out with a 3 to start the game. And I guess it's just, I don't know, it felt good. Felt like we were going to have a good night.
Was that a plan against their diamond full court press to hit her in the baseline corners because of the way you broke it?
Yes.
Because they pulled it off real fast.
Yes,
Did
that was our press breaker we put in a couple weeks ago because I knew a lot of teams were going to try to get us. So I got Sophie with the ball, and I got my shooter standing on wing, and if Sophie can break the press, they either sag on her or she takes it all the way or pops it out to our wings.
And then talking about the press, early you had Sophie bringing it up. Later, especially in the second half, when they were going full man and trying to really get into your face, you were giving it to the munchkin.
And she shouldn't have been up there.
Way to go, Toots.
She played. Haley's a freshman, man. I cannot say enough about her. She's a great kid. She's a great athlete. She's competitor. She gets all the loose balls. Gets a lot for us, and she's made us so much better this year. So much better. I can't say enough about her. made her sister better.
I agree. I did not like that position.
You are one game away. What's going through your head?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot
Pretty
of
special.
excitement.
So we actually did it. We're actually in the championship.
Yeah, it's hard to take in.
I don't
It
even think we
is.
really believe that we're at state yet, but I think tomorrow we might actually believe that we're at state.
It's a very special moment for these kids, for the fans. I mean, the fans have been super. They've worked very hard, and the student section is amazing. Parents are all here again in the snowstorm, and they got to go back yet tonight, watch the boys, and they're going to come back tomorrow. I just can't say enough about the student section, the fans, and these kids. They're just super kids.
Coach, can you talk a little about Sophie's play just from beginning to end?
Sophie's play.
Yeah.
She picked up a cheap foul when I was yelling at her not to. That gave her 2. Sophie's a great kid, great athlete. She puts a lot on her, but she never says that. I mean, she never talks about it. I don't know how many points she had, and we won't hear that come out of her mouth. She never asks how many points. She never asks how many rebounds. She just plays ball and all around good kid, good competitor. She was bound and determined to win this game today, and when she wants to take it full length of the court, she can do so.
Sophie, did you feel extra determined? You seemed to go right at it from the start in the first quarter. Was that something you were planning on doing, just taking over from the start?
I felt pretty confident once Aubrey hit that 3, once we got a big lead. I just felt like it was open down there, so I just kept going. But the wings were open, so I kept giving it to them, or they feed back into me. We were all just working together.
According to the INSA books, it says that those 13 field goals that you made were tied a record for a state tournament game. I guess how does that feel?
I didn't even know. I don't know. I mean, I just think it was another game. I don't really think how many points I have or what the statistics are. I just go out there and play.
And that's what she does. She just goes out there and plays, just like it's a regular game. And she's done that for the last 3 years. I mean, just plays basketball. It doesn't matter what game it is, who they're playing. She just plays.
Aubrey, what things did you see today that you like from this team that you really want to see tomorrow?
Our ability to move the ball. I thought we did a pretty good job in the first quarter. We moved the ball extremely well. And hopefully tomorrow our outside shots will start falling from Lizzie and Haley to also help us open up the middle for Ellen and Sophie to work down low.
Last question. Both the girls have any comments on the 30, number 30 for Leroy?
She was pretty good. She just kept driving and driving. She never gave up. She was really strong. She had some good post moves, and she was all around good player.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, girls.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Leroy is coming in now, so please move to the end of the hallway if you want to continue the interviews back.
Coach, make sure Ellen doesn't totally disappear. Ellen? Oh, wow, look at this organization.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Wow.
16. I've got 16.
Leroy is now 27-4 on the season and will play for third place in Class 1A tomorrow at noon. With us from Leroy are Molly Markham, head coach Danielle Cooley, Ashley Walker, and Lauren Russell. Coach, would you start us off with some opening comments on the game?
You know, it was a tough first quarter. And we've always talked all season that we hope that the first 4 minutes of a game, you know, the first 4 minutes are key for us. And the first half was not pretty. And, you know, we didn't make some shots. We hope that you come out and you shoot the lights out. And one team did today, okay? And, you know, Freeport did a fantastic job getting everybody involved and getting wide open shots, and they hit some really big shots. You know, it seemed like every time in the second half when we made a run, no matter what, we'd make a big shot, our crowd would get involved, and they'd come right back down and hit a big one too. You know, and so we could never overcome that first quarter.
Questions? When you were down 7-0, normally some coaches call the timeout then and there, but you waited 2 more baskets, or did you?
9-0. 9-0, we called the timeout. Yep.
Was there any thought to doing it at 5, or did you think when your thought process as to when you called it?
Right. We, you know, we always kind of let the girls play through it a little bit. We knew we'd have a little, you know, a few jitters, and you know, we knew between 7 and 9 we'd want to call one, and I let them go one more time to see if maybe we could get a basket in. You know, we wanted to keep the up-tempo game, and we had a little bit of up-tempo. We just didn't knock shots down. And, you know, we waited a little bit, and that was our decision.
I think it comes down to trust. I mean, we trust her, she trusts us. I mean, you can't blame anything on a timeout being called at 5 baskets or 9. It doesn't matter which one it is. She trusted us to make a stop, and we didn't. So that's our fault, not hers.
They hit some really big outside shots early. Did it surprise you how outside-oriented they were? Because everybody keeps talking about Sophie, but it was the 3-pointers that were putting you behind early.
No, we absolutely had seen some video of them, and they hit big shots. We saw 10 was money from the baseline, and 23 we knew we couldn't leave her open. And they hit big shots. You know, you kind of hope that, well, maybe they'll have an off night, you know. You know, we joke about it, and they did. They came out and they beat us today. You know, they played better today. I wouldn't say that we're not the better team. You know, I think all 4 of us come down here and we hope that we're the best team, and they beat us today. They were the best team on the court today. And so, you know, compliments to them. They aren't just a one-man show, and they showed it today.
Most teams would fold after such a deficit as you girls had during the first quarter and second half. But talk about the way your girls stepped it up in the second half, the resilience they showed.
Absolutely, and we were up 20 in the conference championship at the Shirk Center, and we lost the lead. And we've talked about that a lot, that there may come a time where we're down 15-20 and we have to battle. And you look at these 3 here, and they came out of the second half saying we got to make a run. And our goal was to be under 9, be right down 9 going into the fourth quarter, and we were down 11. You know, and it's compliments to me. They're a great team. They absolutely, you know, there's a reason we're here, and we deserve to be here, but we just didn't hit shots today.
When you guys did get the lead down to 9, what was the attitude amongst the girls? Was it just like, hey, we just need maybe a couple baskets here and then we're right back in this?
Yeah, I thought, you know, had a couple baskets gone one way or the other, we had a shot. And it kind of goes back to compliments to the other team. We had those shots. We absolutely made those shots, and they came right down and hit big shots too. So, we absolutely thought we had a shot all the way down to the end.
Was there some thought that when you got to the point where you were getting back in, was there one or two, like Markham or Walker, that you said try to get the ball to this person each time we get into an open point?
No. We've came into this that we're a team, and they're going to get their shots. And Lauren got open and Molly, but we don't usually direct the ball to one person. Okay, I don't know who you would direct it to. I got two girls sitting to the left and right of me that are averaging close to 18 points a game. I'm not gonna direct anything. I have confidence in all of them, and we have an offense for a reason. And we ran our offense and hoped we'd make shots, and we didn't.
Ashley, you were going head up against Sophie, especially in the second half, and it seemed like a very intense match, a lot of physical and back and forth with it. Compare her to the other players you faced during the year and over the career. How does she rank with some of the competition you've had?
She's definitely one of the better competitions that we've had. I mean, she's extremely strong underneath the basket, and her height is a big advantage. So going up against her is different than going up against any other guard or post on another team.
Danielle, where would you rank Sophie among opponents you faced? She ended up with 30.
She is one of the top players I think we've faced. Would you guys agree? I agree. I felt like some of the past post players that we've played against, they were either just right under the post. So we could kind of overload it and guard them, but she'd go the length of the court. She, tremendous ball handler, tremendous athlete. I think she is definitely one of, if not the top player that we've faced this year.
At one point in the first half, Sophie hit the three, and you looked at your assistant coaches and just did one of these. I mean, what were you thinking?
They were on fire. I don't know who. I think, 3 or 4 different players might have had a three. Anything they shot, I felt like went in. I don't know what their first quarter shooting percentage was, but it's one of those things you just look back and say, good shot. And there's nothing that you can do about it.
Especially when they bank 2 of them in.
I wondered if they called it. No.
Lauren, how soon will you girls put this game behind you and look forward to tomorrow and try to finish the season with a win and finish third instead of fourth?
It's already behind us. We're ready to come out tomorrow with a win and end our season with a win.
2 more questions. Could you comment on the background and the shooting in the Red Arena compared to other gyms?
Yeah, there's definitely, I would say there's a difference. However, I thought we shot the lights out yesterday. We did our half-hour walkthrough. I'm like, things are great. I don't know. You guys can kind of comment on the difference. Maybe, I don't know.
I think you shoot better when you're not in foul trouble and you have more tips. So I'll let those two take this one.
It's definitely a different atmosphere to play in the back, and having people behind the baskets a change. I feel like that's not the reason that we went down or whatever. I mean, after the first half, I feel like we kind of got used to it. We started playing our game, especially in the second half, but I don't think it was a big cause of our game.
Last question.
You're not disappointed making that run in the second half. Does that help for confidence going tomorrow?
Absolutely. Like I said, we definitely thought all the way down to it that we had a shot. And we're gonna go back and kind of reevaluate and watch this next game and make a plan of action to come back. And I told him, I said 2 teams get to win their last game, first and third, and we have the shot to still come out on top with a win, and that is our plan for tomorrow.
You have a preference? Tomorrow, which
Excuse
one
me?
you face?
No comment.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Coach. Thank you, girls. If you would move your interviews to the hallway, we have the 3-point shooters coming in now. That's for you, Coach.
The darn thing is too small.
Thank you. I was going to say, you wouldn't get very far back in there without that.
That figures. Yeah, you want the first place game, right? Oh, yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
Hey, Joe, my bad. It's 31 games for you.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
Okay, go ahead and say right behind your name, help yourself to the Gatorade.
Matt, it's 31 for you.
The results from the 1A Country Financial three-point showdown were Kelsey Patrick from Newark had 3, Jessica Moriarty had 6 in the first round, Caitlin Kelsey from Durant had 4, and Taylor McClintock also had 6, which led to a playoff between Jessica and Taylor, which Jessica won. And now we have all 3 of you here with us, except for Taylor is out playing in the semifinals. Girls, would you just give us some thoughts on participating in this event first, and then we'll do some questions?
We'll just go right down the line. Kelsey?
It was kind of different than yesterday with all the cameras and stuff, so nerves were a little bit worse than yesterday, but it was fun, and I'm glad that I could represent Newark and come out here and shoot.
I enjoyed experiencing this, and it was definitely way more nerve-wracking today than it was yesterday with all those fans out there. But I'm still really excited to be in this.
Yeah, same with all you guys. I agree, nerves were a lot worse today with all those people, and I'm just glad to be here and represent Durant.
Ladies, how many three-pointers did you shoot in between, say, when you were at sectional and yesterday? I mean, was it a constant number, or?
It was definitely different, I think, for most of us. She shot 10 yesterday, shot 9, I shot 9 yesterday, probably all around there. And then today dropped down a little bit because the nerves kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was the big thing? With,
definitely.
With the atmosphere
Oh, yeah.
different in the background
yeah.
with all the fans there?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
How far did each of your teams advance, and since you've been eliminated from the state series, have you shot every day, or how much did you prepare for it in the time since?
I've shot pretty much like every day. I try to get to the gym and shoot, and yeah, then being down here, shooting yesterday, but basically I didn't do anything like special to train for this.
I trained every day until my team got kicked out second game of regionals, so I had to go practice on my own, and I did every day at the gym.
Yeah, me too. We made it to the regional championship, and then after that, I shot every day.
Was this the biggest gym arena you've ever shot in?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that affect you, your shooting? The background, did it, take
The lights. When you're waiting to shoot, it's more nerve-wracking. But usually when you start shooting, you zone everything out.
When you place your feet here, having the 2 lines in that, did that bother you girls at all?
At first, I think yesterday bothered me, but then the blue line today helped a lot because I could see it more clearly.
I didn't have a problem with it. I never looked down.
Congratulations.